The bride's sacrifice. The golden sun dipped behind the hills, casting a warm glow over Sundara village. The air was thick with the scent of sandalwood and jasmine, the streets adorned with red and gold banners. It was the day of Meera's wedding, a celebration that had the entire village buzzing with excitement. Meera was known for her extraordinary beauty, but what truly mesmerized people was her long, thick, jet-black hair, cascading past her waist like a river of silk. Tonight, she would marry Arjun, the village chief's son, and their union was supposed to bring prosperity to the land. But fate had other plans. The nightmare. That night, as the full moon cast eerie shadows through the trees, Meera fell into a restless sleep. Suddenly, she found herself standing in the middle of a dark, dense forest. The air was cold, and the only thing in front of her was a massive, mist-covered mirror. As she stepped closer, something horrifying happened. Her reflection began to laugh a deep, eerie laugh that sent shivers down her spine. Then, before her eyes, her long, thick braids started falling off on their own. One by one, her locks dropped to the ground like lifeless snakes, leaving her head completely bare. She screamed, but the only response was a deep, whispering voice. If the hair is not sacrificed, destruction is certain. With a jolt, Meera woke up, her heart racing. Her hands flew to her hair, it was still there. Just a bad dream, she told herself. But deep inside, a strange fear had taken root. The wedding and the omen. The next morning, the village was alive with joy and music. Meera, dressed in a stunning red and gold sari, sat in the wedding mandap, her thick braid adorned with jasmine flowers. The priest began chanting the holy mantras, the fire crackling in the sacred heaven. But then, something unimaginable happened. 1. The Mangal Sutra snapped and fell to the ground. 2. The sacred fire extinguished on its own. 3. The temple bells rang violently as if an invisible force was striking them. A hush fell over the village. Something was terribly wrong. Then, from the shadows, she appeared. The mysterious old woman. A frail, elderly woman, draped in a simple white sari, stepped forward. Her piercing eyes held a power that silenced even the loudest whispers. This wedding cannot continue, she declared, her voice echoing unnaturally. The gods are angry. The girl's hair is a curse. If she does not sacrifice her locks, disaster will fall upon this village. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Sacrifice her hair, a bride's crowning glory on her wedding day. Arjun clenched his fists. This is nonsense. We don't believe in such superstitions. But before he could say more, a terrifying bolt of lightning struck the temple's spire, sending a loud crack through the sky. The villagers trembled. The message was clear. The gods demanded a price. The haircut ritual. Meera's hands shook. She looked at her mother, who was weeping silently. She looked at Arjun, whose eyes were filled with helplessness. Finally, she took a deep breath and stepped forward. With heavy steps, she sat on a wooden stool in the center of the mandap. The old woman approached, holding a sharp pair of scissors. The village held its breath. With a single snip, Meera's thick braid was severed. It fell to the ground like a fallen tree, lifeless and still. But it wasn't over yet. The old woman now picked up a straight razor. Meera shivered as the cold blade touched her scalp. SSSSRRRKKKK. With each stroke, more of her hair fell, exposing the soft, untouched skin beneath. The villagers watched, horrified yet mesmerized, as Meera's shiny black locks disappeared into nothingness. Finally, with the last stroke of the razor, her head was completely smooth, completely bare. She was no longer the most beautiful girl in the village. She was something else entirely. The prophecy fulfilled. The moment the final strand of hair fell, the sky cleared. The fire rekindled itself. The temple bells stopped. A wave of peace washed over the village. The gods were satisfied. Meera touched her bald head, her fingers grazing the bare skin where her thick hair had once been. But instead of sorrow, she felt powerful. Arjun knelt before her, gently placing his hand on her smooth scalp. His eyes were filled with something deeper than admiration-respect. "Your beauty was never in your hair, Meera," he whispered. "It was in your strength." A small smile tugged at Meera's lips. She wasn't just a bride anymore. She was a legend. Would you have made this sacrifice? What do you think? Would you have the courage to give up everything for the greater good? Tell us in the comments below. And for more mind-blowing stories like this, make sure to like, share and subscribe. See you in the next one.